Death Metal Hails from Spain, where I'm residing. This time we're gonna talk about some New Zealand-based extreme metal. Why I chose to use the word extreme metal is that while this band is listed here in Metal Archives as black death metal, in my opinion it's purely death metal with a little bit of black metal in the mix. And now I gotta admit I'm not sure how to pronounce this word. Is it Vicissitude or Vicissitude or Vicissitude? Pardon. English is not my native language, so I don't know how to speak it. Anyway, Neolithic Necrocannibals is this fascinating title for this album. This was originally supposed to reach me by the end of year 2022, but some reason this never happened. I mean, I trust the label. I think they sent it and all that stuff, but maybe postal office this time lost it. So I'm a little bit late with this review album here, but nonetheless, I promised to do it. And here we are. So, New Zealand-based band started roughly 2010 something, maybe 2017 when the demo came out, followed by another demo, and then the EP. You have the list here on Metal Archive's site. So let's focus on this debut album that features some 48 minutes of music. Now, none of these titles really get too creative. I mean, it's just NN1 through NN8, and that is, of course, referencing to the title here. And this is featuring some brutal cover art, kind of a very black metallic, but also death metallic. I mean, you have these corpses here. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Let's eat other people. Let's go cannibals. But if it's necrocannibals, does it mean they are undeads eating undeads? Maybe it's not that brutal after all. Maybe they are not even eating each other as live persons. I don't know. Who cares? The logo is kind of a mess, if you can tell that. I mean, there are logos which are readable, logos which are not unreadable, and then there's this kind of mess. This might give you the idea this is very black metallic, having the logo spat right there, and it's all black and white and corpses and all that stuff. So far, got me going. Unfortunately, the music is a little bit trickier to get into. Like I said, this is definitely more on the death metal side of things, and that's not a bad thing, obviously. But where it is kind of a bad, or let's say not really good, is that these songs are not exactly very memorable. To sum it up, this is the kind of a New Zealand take on American darker end of death metal. You know what I'm talking about, immolation, incantation, and the likes. Not as catchy or curvy or memorable, such as bands like D-Side, Obituary, Cannibal Corpse, Death, and the like, but more into the darker aspects of things. So fans of those bands should be rather safe with Neolithic Necrocannibals, because after all, it kind of has the thing going on. However, there are black metal references in a way with the album, and I would say these are the parts where this album gets kind of a more Black Death, even though I wouldn't fully consider it that. And these parts are reminding me of Archgoat from Finland, and of course those successors after Blasphemy. It's not that chaotic as Blasphemy as such, and a lot of those war metal bands tend to be more high tempo and all messy with their chaotic approach, whereas Vicissitude, or Vicissitude, however it is pronounced, actually understands when to slow down and when to speed up again. And I think that's a forte on this album. I kind of wanted to give this a little bit higher score because, in fact, because this understanding, it's more varied than a lot of those war metal bands that tend to be just like, okay, let's screw those riffs. Let's not give a damn about memorability. Let's just take the tempo from those fast black and death metal bands, take the death metal sound and add some black metal screams, and let's see if we can go away with it. And a lot of those bands are pure mediocrity for the sake, because they don't really understand what makes bands such as Behemoth or Archgoat or Blasphemy or Sarcophago magical. None of them are really my favorite bands, but at least I know why those bands are popular. I mean, they have good songs and certain kind of a maniac mindset, which actually works for the favor of the album. For example, the debut album of Sarcophago. Now, this one, Neolithic Necrocannibals, is not on that game, not as far. But like I said, they understand the meaning and usefulness of having tempo changes, and as such, in my opinion, they kick ass of most war metal bands, which then again failed to do what their predecessors did. This album could definitely benefit of more memorability and catchier parts, but I do like their kind of a dark end of death metal things happening. So it kind of has its charm, even if it's not that honed or taken to levels of greatness just yet. But I'm looking forward to hear these guys again in the future because they have something promising happening. So maybe, just maybe, these guys are actually good with the next album or album after that. So far, it's decent, and we'll just have to wait how the plays play out in the future as well. So, since this album has been out since 2022, check out the links provided in the description box, not Fox, for more information and all that stuff. See you soon with more reviews coming away. Adios.